Hey. I wanted to talk about my second impressions of Thailand, right? And the reason why I call it second is because, as you know, I have previously been here before, right? So it's only right that I call it a second impression, right? Because it's not the first. Technically, it's like the third impressions. But the first time I was here, it was only for a few days. I wasn't really able to cover that much ground. As y'all know, the second time I was here for a lot longer, and for this time I'm going to be here for a good amount of time as well. So what has changed and what hasn't changed since the last time I've been here? Well, I want to break this down into categories first. Now, if you're new to my channel, I want to say welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you for all the love and support I've been getting lately. We're about to pass 1,100 subs, so I appreciate everything, right? Everyone's doing well. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share the video. So back to the subject, right? I want to first talk about the people here in Thailand as opposed to my last time. Now, I feel like it hasn't changed too much, right? That was just a little while ago. I want to say a few months ago since I last been here. And I can say the vibes are still the same. I will say, depending on what part of the city you are, just like in any other city, that different neighborhoods or different sections are going to have their own little vibe. So previously I stayed in Bang Na, and the other one I believe was called Rama 9. I think it's Rama 9 was the second one. Sudan was the area, but it was close to Rama 9. It was close to number 9, right? But this particular area is by the National Stadium. So if you know Bangkok, Thailand, you know that this area is very busy, right? So here I noticed there is more of a hustle pace to it, like, people are kind of more quick, things going on. But that's because there's a lot of people here, so I completely understand. I don't hold anybody in a negative regards when it comes to that particular aspect. But generally speaking, the people here are still very laid back, very open, warm-hearted, good vibe, etc. Next, I want to talk about the food. If you see my previous videos, you notice I mentioned, hey, the food in Thailand is just okay. Some people had a problem with that, but I'm just being honest. I'm not saying that you may feel the same way. I'm just giving my personal opinion. And I want to discuss the food. I still will say for me, it's just okay. Like, I've had some good meals though out here, and I've had some just okay meals out here. Thankfully, I don't think I've had anything bad, but my taste buds are at an exquisite level, right? So don't feel bad if you hear me say this about Thai food or food in Thailand, because I say the same thing about America, honestly. For me, the food in America is just okay. I tell everybody my top 2 is Spain and Turkey. Those 2 countries, for me, something about the food, it just does it for me. That Mediterranean vibe, I guess, or whatever, But I will notice since I came here last time, a lot of things seem to have spiked. What I mean by that is the prices have risen at a fast level in just that short amount of time. It's not like it's been 1, 2, 3 years since I last been here. I was just here recently, right? And that may be due to inflation, maybe due to economic reasons, maybe globally what's going on. But I noticed in that small amount of time, things have gone up. So food, when you buy it from the local street vendors, it's still pretty cheap, thankfully, right? But as far as like restaurants, bars, and stuff like that, it has gone up a lot more. Even the services like a haircut. So today I got a haircut, did the beard and I did the top, and it was about, I think they said it was like 700 Thai baht, which is funny because on the website or something, I think I seen it was like 350, like when I looked at their little menu thing. But I do know that different services will cost a little more. I didn't catch it when he first asked me, but towards the end of the clipping, towards the end of the haircut, he mentioned, hey, do you want to get a little wax? At the time, I was just like, whatever, But that may have been charged extra, and then the fact that I did the beard as well could have been extra. But 700 Thai baht, still not that bad compared to USD prices. USD, that would have cost probably like 1,800 Thai baht, right? So to pay 700, kind of higher, but still cheaper than the US. But last time I came here to get my haircut, I want to say it was only like 500-600 Thai baht. So it's just crazy how things are going up fast. So the food, the haircut, the drinks. Thankfully, when you buy things from like street vendors. So for example, I got some fruit earlier. It was like 20 Thai baht, which is about the same price as before, right? And then if you buy like coconut on the street, different little sugary snacks, it's about the same price. I peep it, I look at the price, I'm like, okay, yeah, yeah. Just earlier today, I was I was at a food mart, and I see a whole bunch of street vendors, and they had meals for like $2.50 USD, and I wanted to get it, but it was like during rush hour, and the lines were long. A lot of workers were there. It probably would have took like an hour just to get to my section. I'm like, yo, I got this interview scheduled. By the way, interview dropping soon. Make sure you get ready for that. I interviewed a lovely guest. I'm supposed to do a second interview today, but we'll see. I'm waiting for this other guest to organize some things they got going on in their lifestyle. It's currently that person's birthday, so that's why I'm waiting. But nonetheless, let's get back to the topic of the video, right? So I talked about the people, the food, vibes, how much things cost, things of that nature. Let's talk about transportation next. Earlier, I took the BTS, which is the sky train that goes above the city. Some of you may be familiar with it. Some of you may not be familiar with it. It's about the same price. I think I paid 34, 35 Thai baht, which is like $1. It's just about $1 because we're about at that exchange rate to go about 4 or 5 stops, right? So that's not too bad. Like, $1 to go maybe a few streets over. I used Grab to go to the interview today, and the way there, it was a lot cheaper the way there. I want to say it was like 100 and something Thai baht. Coming back, it was maybe more busier, and I used a car instead of a bike, so that time it was like 7 USD. But still, it seems like transportation's about the same, I'd say. I haven't been on the outskirts of the city yet, but my particular part of the city, there's way more traffic because there's a lot going on. But once you get to the outskirts, I imagine that it's a little less traffic and easier to move around. So when you're picking a neighborhood where you want to live in, consider the cost of time to get around. So the outskirts may be cheaper to live, but how close can you get to stuff inland? You know what I'm saying? Like, it may take you longer, especially once you get towards downtown, to actually move around. But once you're in downtown and you're trying to go to stuff outwards, you get kind of time constrained. Like how I am right now, it's taking me a lot of time to leave. So that's something you definitely want to consider. First impressions, second impressions, third impressions. Another thing I noticed is when I got off from the airport, the air was very clear. And that's something that I forgot at the time, but I remembered as I opened the airport doors. Oh, wow, the breathing's different here. Like, it's like a sense of freshness. They say the city is polluted, but there's like a sense of freshness you get. And you got the wind coming in. We're somewhat close to the ocean, depending on where you live at naturally, right? Like if you might live in somewhere else, like, I don't know, Chicago, Illinois, right? So you're not as close to the ocean as here, right? So you kind of feel that. I imagine if you're in the southern part, Pattaya, Phuket, something like that, you feel it a lot more. But that's something I definitely appreciate, and something's definitely overrated. Something not overrated, my bad. It's not overrated. One thing I gotta try is the coconuts. I haven't had it. I don't see no street vendors. That's one thing I noticed out here so far. I used to see street vendors all the time with fresh coconuts, and I keep buying them. $1, $1, $1. I don't see them out here like that anymore. I don't know what's going on. I've been to a few different parts of the city, and I just don't see it. Maybe this is a little hotter season, so it's hard to maintain that right texture, that right taste for the coconut. But I haven't seen those. I always say Thailand has the best coconuts, but I gotta really see them out here because I haven't really been seeing them. But that's about it for this particular video. I don't want to keep it too long, so I just want to give y'all something short and sweet and directly to the point as far as how has Thailand potentially changed from the last time I was here to here, currently, today. It's amazing to see in just a short amount of time how some things like prices will change so much, right? But most things stayed about the same and or improved. I'm happy to be here. I got more content coming soon. Stay tuned. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you got any questions, any suggestions, anything you want me to see or cover while I'm here, let me know in the comment section, or you can reach out to me on Instagram. So far, I've been responding to every comment and every DM I've been getting on Instagram. I want to keep that trend going as long as possible, right? Right now, 1,100 subscribers almost, so it's easy to do that. Once I get 1,000,000 subscribers, it may be a little bit harder, right? But right now, we can all enjoy this. We can communicate together. I was actually just talking to a subscriber earlier today. Almost missed my ride because I was talking to him, engaged in the conversation, talking about Malaysia. You know who you are if you're watching this. I appreciate that conversation, and hopefully we can set up an interview next time I'm in Malaysia. But peace, y'all. Have a nice day.